Follow failures. There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad number 992 to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story, because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. This message is dedicated to the growth instigator himself, Aaron Havens. You can call his daily hotline at 970-306-6432. Here's the upgrade. You can learn from everybody, even failures. And upgraded thinking figures out what they refuse to do and does it. Here's the story. Al Gray was a longtime executive at the Prudential Insurance Company of America, where he worked for 30 years. He had risen through the ranks, starting his career selling insurance directly to people before moving into supervisory and leadership roles. In those leadership positions, he was responsible for directing and motivating teams of agents and underwriters, people whose livelihoods depended on consistently achieving sales success in a competitive and often rejection-heavy industry. In 1940, he was asked to speak at the annual convention of the National Association of Life Underwriters in Philadelphia. He wanted to share a message that applied to everyone. He could tell countless stories of success because of a person's talent, personality, or even blind luck, but he knew one-off anecdotes would not resonate with everyone. He thought long and hard about a commonality he had witnessed over his many decades of work in the industry. Then it dawned on him. There was a common quality he had seen over and over again. He called it the common denominator of success. The common denominator in mathematics, you might remember, is the one number that fits evenly into two different numbers, like with 1/2 and 1/3, it's a sixth. What Gray had seen over his career as the common denominator of success was successful people did what failures wouldn't do. The speech resonated with his audience and was the most impactful of his many talks over the years. It resonated so deeply in the insurance industry that it was later reprinted in pamphlets and even audio versions, becoming timeless literature in sales training and personal development circles. Albert E. N. Gray's message has applicability beyond insurance agents, business, and selling. This is true of successful people in any endeavor. Successful marriages do what failing marriages aren't willing to do. Successful parents do what failing parents aren't willing to do. Successful, healthy people do what people with failing health aren't willing to do. Successful students do what failing students aren't willing to do. The common denominator in all these areas is successful people formed the habit of doing the things that failures don't like to do. The better story to tell yourself is, I do what others won't. For the sales force that Gray originally spoke to, it was the uncomfortable, unpleasant, or easily avoided tasks like persistent cold calling, following up on leads despite rejection, and disciplined daily prospecting. I'd like to hear the habits of failures in your world. Tell me a story of what failures aren't willing to do to fromchadsmith@gmail.com. Send someone a text and ask them, what do you think is one habit of failures? You can download my book, The Most Powerful Story in the World, by going to fromchad.gumroad.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at www.fromchad.com.